Help me reach 3,000 subscribers. Hit like and leave a comment. I really do read them all. She laughed in my face when I suggested we take a long weekend at a lakeside motel. I'd done the math on our budget, moved a few things around, found a place with clean reviews and a view that didn't look at a parking lot. She glanced at the link, snorted, and slid her phone back across the table. Cute, Emily said. If I wanted beige towels and buffet eggs, I'd go with my parents. I'll probably do Miami with the girls. I waited. She didn't blink. The coffee went cold between us. So you prefer a girl's trip to any trip with me, as long as the price tag fits your taste? I asked. It's not about price. It's about standards. If I'd known where that one word was headed, standards, I'd have booked a solo cabin and saved myself 3 months. She gave me that look like I'd missed the joke. I didn't miss it. I logged it. At work that afternoon, I shut my office door. I run a small construction firm, nothing fancy, but my guys rely on clean schedules and paid materials. I pulled our household budget up and created 2 new accounts, hers and mine. I closed the fund she used like a bottomless glass and split the balance 50-50. Then I sent a message. New rule, I wrote. No joint big spends without 2 yes. Vacation fund split for now. We can rebuild it if we act like a team. She called immediately. Is this a power play? Emily asked. In the background, I heard a blender and Lexi's laugh. Lexi is the friend who treats life like a sponsored post despite never selling anything. It's a boundary, I replied. I'm not signing off on a 5-star anything when a roof patch and a tax bill are staring at me. You're making a tax bill romantic now. I'm making responsibility normal. You sound like my dad. He has a mortgage too. Fine, she said. Enjoy your motel fantasy. I'll figure out my plans. Figure them out on your account, I added. We're not swiping the joint card for standards. She hung up. 10 minutes later, she posted a story, a photo of a beach and a caption, manifesting real vacations, with a winky face. My phone pinged with a text from my superintendent, Riley. Boss, everything good? Thought you two were going to the lake. Adjustments, I typed. Focus on the Easton job. That night I grilled chicken and set 2 plates. Emily came home late in yoga gear, hair perfect, humming like she'd just done something noble. She dropped a shopping bag on the counter. Guess what? She said, pulling out a white sundress. Girls' weekend in June. Lexi found a deal. Congrats, I answered. Another new rule while we're on the subject. I'm not a chauffeur and not an ATM. You plan it, you fund it, you get yourself there and back. So punitive, she said, smiling. So adult. You're not fun. I'm not a clown. Don't be dramatic. That's your lane. She twirled like she was in a boutique mirror, then stopped and looked at me over the dress. Are you done pouting? She asked. I'm done subsidizing. Different thing. She chuckled. We'll see how long that lasts. It lasted. I stopped volunteering for every errand she tossed into the air. I canceled a double date with her coworker because the last one turned into a roast of my truck and the way I cut steak. I fixed a leaking sink instead, alone in a quiet kitchen. Before bed, I moved a duffel into the guest room. Space is clarity. She stood in the doorway when she noticed. Really? Emily said. You're making a statement? I'm making sleep, I said. We'll regroup when you're ready to talk with respect. She rolled her eyes. You're so intense. Not intense. Done with mixed signals. What signal? I offered a trip within our means. You laughed. That's a signal. She left with a shrug. The next morning, she didn't text me good luck before my bid meeting like she usually did. Cold works when the other person begs for warmth. I don't beg. Bring your A game, Riley said, handing me the folder. You look focused. I am. I was also curious how fast Emily would test the new rules. I didn't wait long. I came home to a note. Going out with the girls. Might stay over. Don't wait up. I wrote underneath, have a good night. The door code to my office is changed. If you need something in there, ask. The next test arrived 2 days later as an invitation to a rooftop birthday for Lexi. I declined when I saw the group message. Emily replied in the thread for everyone to see. Jack's being cheap and antisocial. What else is new? I didn't respond in the thread. I arrived in person, on time, with a bottle of sparkling water and a neutral face. The rooftop belonged to a friend of a friend. String lights, a small bar, cheap paper plates. Lexi screamed when she saw me. Look who crawled out. The budget king. Evening, I told her. Happy birthday. Emily's smile was thin. I thought you had a thing. I made time, I said. I'm here for the cake. We hovered in a circle while people traded stories about destinations and work and gym routines. Emily kept poking. Tell them about your lakeside plan, Jack, she said. He found a motel with character. Pass, I said. Come on, it's cute. Cute is a word for puppies, I replied. I plan trips with numbers. Boring, Lexi chimed. Men should surprise us. Real surprises are staying under budget and coming home without drama, I said. Several heads turned. My tone was even. Emily smirked, then faked a pout. He used to try, she told the group. Now he counts pennies. I still try, I said, meeting her eyes. Just not at the price of dignity. What does that even mean? Someone asked. It means if my wife laughs in my face about a plan I built, I don't chase her to the rooftop to audition for approval, I answered. I show up. I say happy birthday. I keep it brief. The circle went quiet. A guy with thick glasses raised his drink. Respect, he said. I didn't need the validation, but it landed like a pin in a balloon. Emily's cheeks tightened. Relax, she said, putting a hand on my arm like we were playing. I moved my arm back to my side. New rule, I said clearly for the small group. No jokes about money or my work at public events. You want to tease me at home? Go nuts. Out here? I'm not your material. Lexi blinked. Wow. Intense. Clear, I replied. There's cake, right? The cake arrived. I sang. After the candles, Emily slid beside me near the railing, voice softer. I was just playing, she said. I didn't know it bothered you that much. You knew enough to do it where there's an audience. She exhaled. All right, she said, almost tender. I'm sorry, okay? Don't be mad. I'll stop. Good, I said. I appreciate that. She took my hand. It stayed there for 3 beats. Then she squeezed the conversation into shape. So, if I pass on Miami and we do a nicer trip in August, would that make you happy? There it is, I said. You don't apologize to me. You trade. I'm not a marketplace. It's a question, she said. I'm trying. You want to try? I asked. Start by backing me up when your friends take shots. She nodded, looked down, put her head on my shoulder like we were fine. That was the first soft turn, warmth after a line in the sand. I didn't melt. I finished my water, said my goodbyes, and left before the toasts turned into jeers again. On the way home, my phone buzzed. Emily, thank you for coming. I'll make it up to you. I typed back. Make it up to us. Come home by midnight. We'll talk. She came home at 2. No message. No apology. In the morning, she brewed coffee and slid a mug to me with a kiss on the cheek. Truce, she asked. Talk, I countered. I'm not used to you being this serious, she said. Get used to it, I replied. It's not a phase. She nodded like she accepted the terms. But that afternoon, she sent me a message with a screenshot of a flight. Great deal for Miami, Emily wrote. Booked. I didn't reply. I moved the last of my tools and paperwork out of the shared office into my workshop and changed the route of my Saturday. That night, I packed a second set of clothes into the truck. Saturday was for the neighborhood cookout. I considered bailing. Then I thought better. Foreign territory only works as a test if you show up. Today, I told myself, the rule goes public. No jokes, no digs. I carried my cooler across the lawn. Mrs. Alvarez from 2 doors down waved me over. You working too much, Jack, she said, wagging a finger. I work exactly enough, I replied. How's your grandson? Emily arrived with a bag of chips and a smile she aimed at everyone except me. She started serving commentary the second she could. Jack brings spreadsheets to cookouts, she announced to a small group when I set my cooler down. Emily, I said evenly, don't. What? It's funny. That's strike 1. What are you, an ump? Today, yes. Riley popped by with his wife, Danny. He nudged me. You good, he whispered. Learning, I said. Someone asked about our honeymoon, about the place we went, and Emily took the mic like she loved the spotlight. He booked a resort with no view, she told them, half laughing. He literally said, we'll spend our time outside anyway. Because outside is where the ocean was, I replied. And because paying extra for a window didn't change the ocean. A few neighbors laughed with me, a few looked at her. She doubled down. He buys cheap, Emily concluded. Always has. I opened the cooler, took out a bottle of water, and let the cap click. Then I stood. New plan, I said to the little audience. We're going to retire one tradition. I'm done standing beside someone who reduces me to a punchline. So from now on, No more couple appearances until we figure out basic respect. Jack, she started. I raised a hand. I'm not yelling. I'm not making a scene. I'm adjusting my schedule. I'll finish this plate and head to the shop. You can stay and enjoy. You're embarrassing me, she hissed. No, I answered. You did that and expected me to clap. Danny touched Emily's elbow. He's being clear, Danny said softly. Take the win. Emily glared at me, then surprised me again with a quick pivot. Fine, she said to the circle, then to me. I'm sorry. Seriously. No more jokes. Come here. She hugged me, a little too long for show. I let it happen. That was the second soft turn, but I counted the seconds and kept my back locked. After we ate, I headed to the truck. She followed. Are you really leaving? She asked. Yes, I replied. We'll regroup tomorrow. What about tonight? I set a boundary. I keep it. She rolled her eyes. We're supposed to go to my sister's thing tomorrow, she reminded me. Please don't start something there. My family is opinionated. I won't start anything, I said. I don't start. I finish. She studied my face. You're not bluffing, she said. No, I answered. And one more thing, Emily, since we're being adults. The office is my space now. If you need to print something, text me first. You're ridiculous. I'm precise. I left. At the shop I cleaned my tool bench like it mattered, then sat with a blueprint and let my head cool. Riley rolled the bay door open. You look like a guy writing rules, he said. I am, I replied. And I'm keeping them. What's the end game? If the respect doesn't come back, I end it, I said. No drama. Facts. He nodded. You've carried a lot of weight, man. I chose to, I said. Now I choose not to. Sunday morning, Emily was a different person. She made pancakes, set the table like a holiday, wore a dress that used to break my focus. I overplayed it, she said, pouring coffee. I was unkind. You were, I agreed. I'll cancel Miami, she added. We can try the lake or something nicer later. You don't have to cancel anything, I replied. Do what you want with your time and money. Just don't expect me to fund it or clap for it. I want us, she said, touching my hand. Then stop treating me like a clown in rooms. She nodded. Okay, deal. For half a day it was easy. We cleaned the garage. She laughed at a story about Riley and a misdelivered pallet. She even asked if I wanted to drive a scenic route to her sister's barbecue to unwind. In the car she looked over, all sweetness. By the way, Emily said lightly, my mom's thinking of staying with us for a couple of weeks while her kitchen is being redone. You're fine with that, right? No, I replied without heat. We're not open for long stays. Not right now. It's my mother. It's our home. You want visits? Sure. Overnight for 2 weeks? Not with where we're at. That's selfish. It's sane, I countered. We need space to fix what we broke. She sighed and turned up the radio. 10 minutes of silence later, she tried a different vector. So last thing, she said. My card is tight since I booked flights. I might need you to cover a couple of things this month. Just small stuff. No, I said again. We split funds on purpose. I'm not patching holes you drilled yourself. You're punishing me. I'm enforcing our reality. I promised myself I wouldn't be bitter, Emily, but I won't be manipulated either. She didn't answer. At her sister's place I shook hands, helped an uncle move a table, kept it cordial. Emily's mood swung back warm when she noticed I was friendly. On the porch she slipped an arm around me. Thank you for being here, she murmured. Let's reset. I'm here, I said. Reset starts with respect. My aunt will ask about vacations, she warned, voice low. Just don't embarrass me. Don't create material, and we'll be fine. We made it through with small talk and careful answers. When Emily's uncle joked about husbands living in the garage, she laughed with him and then caught my look. Too soon, I told her. Sorry, she whispered. Habit. On the drive home she hummed. My parents invited us to dinner Friday, she said. Just family. They want to hear about how we met, all the old stories. Be nice. I'm always nice, I replied. I'm not a prop. We're good, she said quickly. We're good. We'll see. Friday came. I wore a clean shirt and brought a pie. Her parents like order and nostalgia. I can handle both. The table was full. Her folks, her sister and brother-in-law, a cousin, her friend Sarah, who just happened to stop by. Emily took the seat beside me and led the conversation like a conductor. Tell them the story, her mom said. How you two met. I smiled. She bumped into me at the farmer's market. I began. Dropped a bag of peaches. I picked them up and said, "He said, you owe me a coffee for damages." Emily cut in, taking over with a dramatic sigh. And I thought, sure, why not? He's earnest. I was charming, I corrected calmly. He was persistent, she countered, looking around for laughs. She got a few. He wouldn't take no. He showed up with flowers to my office like it was a movie. I called ahead and asked if it was okay. I said, "You said yes." Her dad nodded. Romantic. Emily rolled her eyes for effect. Romantic is one word, she said. Another is old school. Old school pays the mortgage, I told her dad with a half smile. He chuckled. Tell them about the third date. Emily continued, warming up. He took me bowling because fancy places were overpriced. It was a good night, I said. We talked for hours. It was fine, she said, and something in her voice changed, like she'd found a lever. Sarah whispered something in her ear. Emily's face tightened in mock sadness. Honestly, she said, making a sad little smile for the table, I regret that I agreed to go out with you back then. Maybe my life would be better now. The room froze. Fork stopped. She looked at me like she'd just won a prize for raw honesty. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't swallow. I stood, took my ring off, and set it on the table. It spun once, then stopped. Then we end this today, I told her. Her mom gasped. Her dad stood halfway like he might play referee. Jack, sit down, he said. No, I answered, meeting his eyes with respect. Your daughter enjoys treating me like a joke. I'm not a joke. I love the idea of our team. She loves the audience. Different lives. Emily blinked fast, caught off guard by calm. You're being dramatic, she tried. I'm being final. Can we talk after dinner? Her dad asked carefully. There's nothing to negotiate, I replied. I'll grab my jacket. Emily grabbed my arm. Don't you dare walk out, she said under her breath. I freed my arm and looked at her hand on the table where the ring sat like a paperweight. Actions have prices, I told her. You just got the bill. I nodded to her parents, thanked them for the meal, and walked out. On the porch, I called my friend Derek. You got a couch? I asked. For you? Always, he said. What happened? I withdrew my consent to be a prop, I told him. Bring beer, he said. We'll sit quiet. At his place, we didn't talk much. He threw me a blanket, and I slept better than I had in weeks. Early, just after sunrise, I drove to my office. By 7 a.m., the necessary paperwork to dissolve the marriage was prepared and submitted. I forwarded the prenup to my attorney of record to coordinate the logistics. No fights, no drama, just facts we'd already agreed to. I switched the utilities on accounts we'd created in my name years ago. I closed joint cards. I moved half the savings that belonged to me back into my personal account. The house title and my business were shielded by good decisions we made long before the word standards became a weapon. I texted Riley to cover the morning walkthrough. At 9, Emily called. I let it ring out. She texted a block of messages. Don't do this. Come back and talk. You embarrassed me. I was joking. You're ruining our family. I wrote one reply. I filed. I'll have my guy send you the details. Don't come to the shop. I'll have your things packed by Wednesday. Derek will be there when you pick them up. You can't just take everything. She shot back immediately. I'm taking what's mine, I answered. I'm not fighting you. I'm not explaining it twice. You're cruel. I'm disciplined. Her final text that morning was a photo of the ring on the table with a caption. Is this how you end things? Yes, I wrote, with a sentence and a door. 2 months on, the house was quiet and clean. Loud decor gone. Guest room turned office, proposal sharper. I paid cash for a used boat, fixed it up, and keep it on a small lake 40 minutes out. Derek and I fish, or just sit. No performance, no noise. Work grew. Riley leveled up. We added a crew and a second truck. Saturdays I run a half-court game, then drive. Claire, her dad does our drywall, started stopping by with coffee. We talk like adults who don't need a stage. No rush. About Emily, I only hear the breeze, a small rental in the city, fewer girls' trips, careful posts. She asked around about refinancing, didn't like the numbers, picked up a job that drains her. I didn't ask. Information finds you. People expect a sermon about forgiveness. I wanted respect. When it left, I left, quiet, final. The ring stayed on her parents' table where nostalgia mattered more